Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here. Welcome to the MLive Morning Weather Update. I think we got this snow system figured out. Should we call it a snowstorm? 5, maybe 6 inches in the heaviest areas. You decide. I would say yes, a low-end snowstorm. So let's get to it. The trend I'm seeing, the main thing is everything's very stable. All of the models come back 5 inches, 6 inches. The 7 inch is gone now in the forecast of all the model data. And what I'm seeing is that the severe thunderstorms in the south, down in um, the Alabama, Mississippi, Florida Panhandle area, Georgia, that's kind of robbing some of the moisture to the north, and that's typical. But I don't think it's going to rob it so much that the thing all falls apart. And we're already reporting about 1.5 inches of snow through about 8 o'clock this morning in the southern parts of the state. So let's get to it. Here's the radar right now. And hey, Eve Richards, Pittsfield, Hillsdale, we will cover you. Yes, okay. Hillsdale, you're into the solid snow, and it's all feeding northward. So we're getting the snow developing in the northern part of the state, southern half of the state. We have the snow, or if you don't see it yet, you will see it very shortly. Now, here are the latest winter storm warnings and advisories. So the pink counties, Huron, Sanilac, St. Clair County, down through the Detroit area, Washtenaw County for Ann Arbor, and then down into the far southeast, you're under winter storm warning. A winter storm warning usually is issued for 6 inches of snow or more. And Oakland County, yes, you are also under the winter storm warning, Michelle Stringer. Royal Oak, you're under the winter storm warning. And I'll get to the amounts here in just a second. So I just wanted to show you that. And then the winter weather advisory, 2 to 4 inches of snow basically from Tuscola to Lapeer County, Genesee County, the Flint area, over to Grand Rapids, and then south through Kalamazoo and Battle Creek and the southwest. Okay, here's the radar forecast. And again, the trend that I want you to see is that there will be a breakdown of the solid snow probably about 3 to 6 hours quicker than what I showed you yesterday. That's because of the thunderstorms to the south. And what that does, it takes us from 6 or maybe 7 inches possible down to 5, maybe 6 inches possible. So just what I would call minor tweakings and no shift really in the zone of the snowfall. So here we go. We're into this afternoon. And that's when Detroit and Ann Arbor and Monroe could be getting a moderate to maybe heavy snow. Also the Hillsdale area, yes. Diane Linder. Matthew Bursley, we're getting to that. We're getting to the snowfall totals here in just a second, folks. So I just want to show you, here's the radar, 6 o'clock this evening, and then 8 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock. That's the breakdown in the snow about 3 to 5 hours earlier. We'll get to it here in just a second, Elizabeth Solomonson. Then a lake effect band could develop, but it would be very minimal. But by morning, maybe coming into the southwest part of the state. That could be your surprise, where you wake up in Allegan and South Haven and Grand Haven and Benton Harbor, St. Joe, and say, hey, I thought the snow was over. You transition into several hours of lake effect. Could be the surprise there. And then here comes the Alberta Clipper. All right, now the snowfall total. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you 2 models. The best model, high resolution, rapid refresh, updates every hour. It's picking up on the robbing of moisture on the north side of the storm. So I like it for a snowfall total. Excuse me. Then the other one is the second best model, and it's now coming in and also picking up on that snowfall trend. Excuse me. So here's a high resolution rapid refresh through the end of the snow. So this would say Detroit, 5 inches. Ann Arbor, 4 inches. Monroe, 5 inches. Eastern Thumb, 5 inches. Flint, 3. Saginaw area, 2 to 3. Grand Rapids, Kent County, 2 inches. Northern Kent County, somebody mentioned. 2 inches bordering 1 inch. Kalamazoo, a couple of inches of snow also. Let's see what it stacks on in lake effect tomorrow in the southwest. So it does. So don't be surprised. Muskegon down to Grand Haven, South Haven, that it turns quite surprisingly nasty in the southwest corner tomorrow as a little burst of lake effect kicks in. Now, what we're going to look at is the North American model, and I just wrote a post about this. It only comes out every 6 hours, so we can see the trend on the high resolution rapid refresh before we can see it on the NAM. But now the NAM, North American model, is coming in, and it's gone from a 7-inch high down into 6 inches. So it's also picking up on that slight downward trend, but I think it's going to stabilize, and I don't think we're going to continue to see it go down, down, down. So Michelle Stringer, Oakland County is 4 inches. So this is that NAM, and this is the new output, okay? So Oakland County, it's 4 to 5 inches. Detroit, this now has 6 instead of 7. And then the Saginaw, Bay City, Flint areas, 3, and Grand Rapids, Kenton County, about 2. And then let's see what it does on the lake effect tomorrow. It does the same thing, only a little more limited in the southwest corner. So I guess how I would say this is Detroit, Ann Arbor, Oakland County, Hillsdale, 5 inches, maybe 6. And if there was a chance for a 6, it would be right on the east and south sides of Detroit into Monroe. Cherry and Gladwin, 1 or 2 inches or so. April Smith, Gladwin, 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches. Jackson and Jenny Robb, I would say you are 4, maybe 5 inches of snow. Probably 4. Heidi Robertson, Ann Arbor, 4. Let's go back and let's use the high resolution rapid refresh as the best model. So there you go. Lenawee County, you're at 5 inches plus or minus. Warren, Adam, Vandro, Warren, I would say at least 4, probably 5. Lapeer, Andrea Gabbard, probably maybe 4. Genesee County is 4 in the south, 3 in the north. Canadian Lakes, a couple of inches. Swartz Creek, Kevin Doyle, looking at about 2 to 3 inches. Belleville, you're heavy. You're the 5-6 inches. St. Clair County, 5 inches, maybe 6. Maureen Fyrock, Clio. I would call Clio maybe 3 inches or so. Berrien County, Douglas Jones. Well, today's snow, probably 2 inches, and then tomorrow, probably a solid 3 to 6 inch burst of lake effect. That's kind of a sleeper county where you feel like you've got an extended snowstorm that wasn't talked about. So I'd be careful of that. Of course, I talked about that. How about DTW Airport? Yeah, Heidi, about 5 inches there. They've had about 1.5 inches or 2, and so it's coming all day. Hopefully you took my advice and switched flights to earlier or to tomorrow. Ludington, Tyler Denton, 3 inches maybe. Muskegon, Phyllis Gagnon, probably 1 or 2 out of this, and then a burst of 2 to 4 on lake effect. East Jordan, Joseph, not much, 1 inch or so. Lenawee County is going to be in the 5 inches. Lincoln Park, 5 to 6 inches. Charlotte, Jennifer Davis, probably 3 inches, maybe 4. Free snowman kit, says Derek Wetters. I like that idea. All right, so we've covered this snowstorm depending on what you want to call it, depending on where you're at. By the way, Barbara Golder, Alpena, you could get a little bit of an enhancement. You could get 3 inches out of this. Midland, you're probably 2 to maybe 3 inches of snow out of this. North Branch, you're probably 3 to 4. And Flint, Kristen Frost, you're probably 4 inches or so, maybe less on the northern side. Now, let's get into the storm track. Very active. This isn't the last snow in the next 10 days. In fact, this is the first one of maybe 3 snows. So you'll see what I'm talking about here. So here is the European model, and goes out 10 days. A very active storm track. I warned you about this just a couple of days ago. So there's our storm for today. Now here's our little Alberta clipper coming through Friday afternoon, Friday evening. And normally you'd get a lot of cold air behind this, but when a storm system follows right behind it, you can't have a north wind and a storm system coming. So the storm system kind of kills out the surge of cold air. And then by Saturday afternoon and evening, the snow is on us again already. And then we go to Monday with another snow. And then we go to Tuesday and Wednesday with the solid snow. Then finally it moves off, we quiet down, and we get into some cold air that rushes southward into all of the eastern part of the country. So we got several snows on the way. Look at these temperatures for highs. We're in the low 30s today. We're in the low 30s tomorrow. We're in the low 30s Friday. Saturday, we're a little bit colder, but not an Arctic surge. Highs in the mid to upper 20s. And the same deal for Sunday. It's wintry weekend for sure, and wintry next week. Monday, mid 20s. Tuesday, low 20s in the cold air building. And then Wednesday, mid 20s. Thursday, teens. And Friday, now this is 10 days out, but Friday's highs around the single digits is the forecast from the European model. But bear in mind, it tends to be colder than it should be out at the end of it. See, you still need a human meteorologist to break down all of this. We're 5 years from us humans being outsourced by entire AI and computerization. And in 5 years, I hope I'm on the beach every day. So there you have it. Moderate snowstorm, no surprises. I'll keep you updated on that. Then we'll watch for more snows over the next 10 days. If you're going to be traveling between Michigan and southward, you're going to deal with a very frequent storm pattern. You're going to want to watch it closely with me here on MLive. And thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa.